Welcome. As you can tell, we're practicing distancing today. Just as far as I'm concerned, I'm a little bit nonplussed because I don't know how to do this by myself anymore. It is kind of unusual. I've done it before, but it's been so long now that sitting here talking, I feel like a deer in the headlights myself. And I know that I miss Lisa very much, although she's at home working. So actually, she's going to be commenting as well. She just joined, so did Donna Granger. So I feel much better that she's at least there. Hello, Lisa. So I'm looking at my text, and I'm going to be having to look down quite a bit because sorry, I keep saying we. I can't be looking at you all of the time because I need to be able to see the comments. And usually we kind of spell each other off, but today is just me, and I hope that's wonderful for you too. At least I noticed that so many people are going to be joining here today because a lot of you are either not at work or you're basically at home, staying home, which makes a lot of sense. And I thank you all for doing your bit in keeping us all healthy and happy. So just so you know, we're practicing all the social distancing, and we know that that's what we have to do, but that doesn't mean that we can't get together online. And I think this group is the best. I've seen such an uptick and such a surge of enthusiasm and stitching. You guys are just amazing. The amount of Victoria Samplers designs that you're stitching on right now and sharing with us makes us all feel like everything is really wonderful in this group, and it really is. The things that are going on outside of this group, we all know about, we're all dealing with, but here we are enjoying our worry-free life, and this is what we come here for. Last week I called it sacred space, and maybe it wasn't the right term for you, but it is kind of a space where you can feel safe. And a safe and happy place is really what we're all about here at the Victoria Sampler, especially the Victoria Sampler chat group where we're all meeting. So thank you for joining and for being part of the Victoria Sampler family. So here we go. I'm going to see how many of you are commenting. Look it. Lorraine is here from Perth, Australia. Hello. Yeah, it is Thea. I've been waiting all week to see you. Thank you, Sue. I'm so glad you're feeling so much better, too. I can't tell you what a relief that was to hear. Donna says, good morning. Hello, Donna. Great to see you, too. I know that you're not feeling bad, but I know that you're also stitching up a storm and showing us all the stitching that you've done at Victoria Sampler. Thank you. It really lifts my spirits to see how many things you've done. They're all so beautifully stitched and finished. Thank you, Patty. I didn't know I looked fabulous. I kind of didn't feel fabulous this morning as far as, the way I look is concerned. Then I thought, you just do your best. Put on a little bit of makeup so you don't look all blotchy, and then hopefully the smile will take care of the rest. Thanks, Patty. Petra says, don't worry, we're all here to chat with you. Thank you. I feel better. It's kind of a funny thing when you're starting to talk at first, at least when I start to talk at first, I get nervous and then I talk more. Do you guys have that? I don't know if you've done this kind of thing before. When you're talking to your family, it's okay because, they understand. But I'm here in front of a whole bunch of people, and some of you I don't know very well. So it gets you a little bit, self-conscious. So thanks for being here, and all your supportive comments makes a lot of difference to me. So this week, we have been working in the shop, and I wanted you to know that when we're working, we use these for packaging and for handling any of our products. I know that this sounds dumb, but I just wanted you to know, okay? I got these really nice bright ones so that it cheers us up, and that's how we deal with each other. We're not at each other's workstations. We keep those separate. We wash our hands all day long, every day, doorknobs, bathrooms, whatever. And we use those for packaging. So I just want you to know that you are welcome to order. And by the way, we have a spring sale coming up this weekend, which is pretty exciting. Petra and I have been working on it. And Hopefully you'll get the email sometime at the end of this day, because it's a new form of email with this new website. Everything is new. Lisa has been handling all the new things that we've had to learn as a result of this new website being the only one available now. And some of you have talked about the old website and what things you missed. And we want to thank you, because the old website, you know, we really love it. And we loved it for 23 years. So now with this new website, we love it more, I have to say, because it's got lots more things that we can do with it. But we miss the free patterns. We miss our wish lists, our individual wish lists. And we also miss the animations. So sad to say, the animations, the stitch animations that we used to have on our old site were done with a old technology. And unfortunately, they are not transferable to this new site. I'm sorry. We wanted to, we tried, and who knows, maybe in the future, some way we can make a player that will work. But right now, we're just, you know, hanging on to all the new stuff that we have to learn. So that might not be possible. But don't forget, a lot of the stitches that you might be looking for are in our academy, and Victoria Sampler Academy. And so don't forget to look those up, and our YouTube channel. I mean, there's a lot of stitches there too. Yes, they are for specific designs, but you can always search within YouTube for first Victoria Sampler and then the stitch you're looking for, because I named each of the stitches, the videos for all the stitches. So don't just go to the channel, the Victoria Sampler channel, just put in the search box, Victoria Sampler, you know, 2 words, and then the stitch you're looking for, and hopefully you'll find one. It wasn't a scientific addition of stitches, so sorry about that, but that's the other thing that we're working on, is making sure that you get your free patterns and your stitch instructions, and they'll probably all be videos from now on. I have to thank Gabor for all of his amazing constructing help creating that stitch animation. Again, and he knows how much I appreciate it, but we both had a little sigh that it was retired now. So I hope you understand, and we're working on our site as pretty much every day to improve it for all of you. So it looks like I can't keep up with all of your good mornings and hellos. I probably have too much to say. I'm sorry. But I do look at them, and afterwards I am going to look through each and every one of your hellos. So don't get me wrong. We've got over 50 people here today, and that's going to be too much for me to say hello to each individual person. On the other, oh, that sounds like a phone call. That probably is a phone call from one of you saying, "Hey, I can't hear you." I hope not. Okay. Let's just see. Oh my, look at all the comments. I'm just scrolling down. I saw on there what I did wrong on my dove's eyes. Okay, Patricia Ridout, that's great. I'm glad you saw it. Susan Droho, good morning. I'm working backwards. I don't know if you realize that. Thank you, Elaine Strong. That lovely smile is mainly because of you and the doctor. Elaine is my my dentist's personal assistant, and what do you call yourself? A dental assistant, I think that's right? And Elaine and I were talking about stitching the other day, and she says, I've got to get back into it. So she's joined. I'm so glad you're here, Elaine. The YouTube videos are great. Thank you, because I really work hard on those, and they were all from previous classes, usually from previous in-person classes. So I was there to kind of help out the people who were in the class, but I would show those as videos throughout the class. So everyone said that they were pretty good, but so now they're on YouTube. Lisa says, we certainly do. I've always washed my hands a lot, but I've been washing them even more. They're starting to look a little chapped. And they do say you have to put your cream on, because it's good for your hands not to be too chapped. Tammy says, howdy from Cloudy. Oh, that's cute. Howdy from Cloudy. Thanks, Tammy. And Norma Farrow says, so good to see you today. Taking a break from my stitching to meet with you and all the VS followers through this chat. Hope you, Lisa, and your families and everyone are all well. That was a very sweet comment, and I think that maybe a few of other people here have said something similar in all the comments. We're all fine. In fact, this neck of the woods is quite, I think it's kind of isolated because we're on an island, And the fairies here, I mean, that doesn't mean we don't have anything on our island, but the fairies are still running, but everyone is really paying attention to all of the rules, and I hope that you are too. Joy says, cheerful packaging. Yeah, those green gloves are something else. Those online charts have been a godsend. Oh, I'm so glad, because the online charts that we have that are PDF downloadable charts are all in the Beyond Cross Stitch series, and they match the first 3 levels of the Beyond Cross Stitch, match the what's in the Academy. So go and learn, you guys. It's all possible. Just use your own linen and your own thread, and you can do it. Thanks, Susan Coling. Aw. And look at Joyce from Australia. And Teresa Hobbs, think of us as a family too. I kind of do. You know, when I come to this group, whether I'm posting or reading your posts, I always get the feeling that we are kind of special. Like, I know everyone has different interests, different family relationships, etc. But when we come together, and this is not just in this group, I'm sure, but this group is, you know, kind of, from my point of view, one of the best. It's just that people who are stitchers really do support each other, have each other's back, and support one another in all sorts of conditions. And you guys are actually the backbone of all society, as far as I'm concerned. You really are thoughtful, kind, and I know you know who you are. And that's what we love. Donna says, I could post a picture of a Victoria Sampler design a day for at least another month. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I really value it. I just can't believe how many you've done. Thank you, Donna. Doris says, hi, Thea, stay safe, take care, keep washing. Yep, I will. And all of you know that I look at you and I see what you're doing. And Lisa is actually commenting and making sure that you are, your comments are noticed. And hopefully she will answer anything that I miss, because I'm not going to be able to chat with you as much this time because of how many people there are here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how many of you have joined. That obviously shows me how many of you otherwise would be at work, right? I guess so. You know, what was I thinking? I know I was going to ask Lisa what she was going to do, or what she has done this past week. That's my usual, is to get us going into our studio and what have you been up to. But I kind of know what she's been doing. She's been processing orders, and processing orders now is so different from the way we used to do it. I can't even describe it. Lisa does an amazing job, but she had to learn it all because everything is different. All of our automatic processing is now gone, and now we have different automatic processing, and some's not automatic at all. So from her point of view, she's been very busy doing that, and I thank her very much, because being able to do that keeps this company going. So, you know, I know that it may be strange, but I mean, this is how we all make our living, the ones who work here. Especially when we're working full time. And I am determined to keep this company going. So we are working together, but we're like very far apart in different rooms of the basement of my house. And I think that we can manage as long as we can keep having business. And business is one of the things that we appreciate, having this kind of business, because people can order online. You don't have to stand out with a little bag outside. So I'm very grateful for all of you for supporting our Victoria Sampler. So she's been processing orders on our new site, which has been really fun. And what else has she been? Oh yes, she's been laying out some new pattern, which was the Victorian cottage. Okay, so now I've done the French country cottage, right? That was a freebie that I gave away when you got on our mailing list, which you'll be getting an email from us very soon through that new email list. And then there is the, let's see, I think we did the Victorian cottage, oh no, the French country cottage, the Victorian cottage, and a thatched cottage. We started calling it Coventry cottage, but now we're calling it the thatched cottage because there's so many thatched cottages all over the world. What I wanted to ask you guys, she was laying those out for next time when we release those, but I wanted to ask you guys is, what other type of cottage? Because the types that I was thinking of are either cabins, shacks, or even tiny houses. So I thought, well, maybe I could do like they could be called cottages, but like I can't call a cottage a log cottage, like a log cabin, right? So do you know of any other types of cottages other than calling it rosebud cottage or um, do you get what I mean? There's like A-frame might be a cottage. I'm not sure. I'm kind of looking for names of the types because what we started out doing was these type of cottages, and I've seen Victorian cottages, I've seen thatched cottages, and I've seen the French country cottages. Now, is there any other types that you could? I know. I just thought of one. Cape Cod cottage, right? That's a type. I think it has two little dormer windows facing the front. So I'm going to do one of those, and I think I want to do them kind of in the seasonal thing. So maybe the Cape Cod will be kind of wintry looking. Anyway, if you got any suggestions, I really meant to ask you today, and hopefully you'll give me some suggestions because that's going to be really helpful. Thank you. So that's what I'm working on is starting a new pattern. Okay, so that is our work. Let's see. Okay, let's see. What else can I say? Oh, okay. So I just was talking about the, oh, yes. I wrote down a couple of notes because I knew I'd get to this point. And usually this is when Lisa jumps in and makes a very funny crack. And I haven't got Lisa here, so it's not the same. What I wanted to say was I have on my personal profile page, I just put it up this morning. It's from the Good News website.org or something like that. So go to my my own profile page where I can actually be me rather than be a company girl. So there I can kind of do jokes and do a little bit of connection with my family. And so this morning I found this wonderful post and I shared it with you guys. So you can go there under Thea Duick, which is my personal profile, and there I got good news about today. So I thought you'd like to go and check that out. It really cheers me up. I think I'm going to subscribe to that channel because it's really cool to see good news. I don't know about you guys, but I find it turn off the TV. So this really started my day off well. I hope you guys go and have a look at them. And it looks like now I'm going to be checking out and seeing if I have missed a whole bunch. Yes, I really have. But I do want to say hello to everyone, no matter what. Janet's here. Hello, Janet. Louise Foss. Oh, Forest Cottage. Okay, I think that would work. I don't know about Forest Cottage, but hey, the idea sounds really good. Being in a forest really makes sense. I was thinking of like a mountain cabin, which has a similar kind of feel, but I like Forest Cottage. I like it. Lots and lots of trees around, right? MJ, thank you for saying I'm doing very well. I do feel a little weird this morning. I guess it's just from being at home all this time. I get to finally chat to people. Louisa says Forest Cottage, and let's see. Oh, it's really hard to control this mouse, Lisa. Let's see. So, Jill, you're basically saying cabin. I don't know. Wait a minute. See, I like the log and the Cape Cod cottage. So if I said log cottage, would that like sound reasonable? Isn't then a log cabin? Anyway, that's where I'm going crazy with trying to decide what not only what to do but what to call it. Mountain cottage. Okay, Kathy, that makes sense. See, I knew you guys would help. Thank you. That's perfect. A C in type of cottage for winter. Yes. Cabin, yes. Mountain cottage. See, that's great. I love the Victorian cottages with all the cute trims and porches. There are some great ones in Martha's Vineyard. Thank you, Sue. That's super. I've already done a Victorian cottage, so I'm kind of doing different ones, but I'm going to have a look at those. Maybe I'll just do a whole bunch of Victorian cottages from now on because there are some really cute ones. Thanks, Jill, the cottages idea. How about a lake cottage? Now that is good actually because you go to the lake, you go to the lake cottage. Right? So that could work really well. I got ideas of what they look. It's just I have a hard time with names. And that's probably because I started with the word cottage. Lake cottage, Cape Cod, A-frame cottage might be nice. Okay, so I think it sounds like I got 3 different ones. Ooh, salt box house. can I, Deb's Summerlot, thank you, but Saltbox says house. So am I being really picky and having to call them all cottages? Am I kind of dumb? Because if I just say this is a house, this is a cabin, this is a cottage, this is any house, I mean, can I just do that and then it's still part of the series? I guess so. I'm just, at a loss for names. Not what, but summer cottage sounds good. It's very seasonal, but, it does sound good, doesn't it, Susan? Hi, Linda Marchand. Good to see you. Frame, log cabin, beach cottage. I've already done what it's called cottage, so that's not going to work. Login. See, that's cabin, exactly. Lisa says, I work in my office. He works in her office. If we need to talk to each other, she opens the door. We talk that way. And also, we've got our little spray bottles, cleaning solution all over the place. So we're pretty good actually here in the little office. Although we have asked a few people to be laid off, and that's because we don't have as much separation otherwise. So we do actually miss Carolyn very much. Carolyn, I have to tell you, this has not been the same without you. If you're watching, I really appreciate the fact that you stayed home, and I know it's good for us, and we don't have that much new stuff at the moment, but hopefully you'll be back soon. And our new lovely girl, Monet, I've asked her to stay home. She's 14. I didn't want to take the chance on being any closer to her than we needed to be, so we decided on that together, and her mother, I think, was very grateful, so that's good. Little house series. Now that's a good idea. Just little house series. That makes sense. Susan, I think you've made my vision of all the houses. They don't all have to be cabins. They can be a house. Brilliant. Fine cottage. That's a thing. Thank you, Linda Marchand. I'm going to go through all these columns with a fine-tooth comb. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it because for some reason, I'm doing this. Lisa can tell you, I just wasn't, thinking clearly this week probably about things like designing. But once I get one, I can focus on it, which I hope to do this weekend. And we've got a number of them coming out soon. So what I am going to, I got all sorts of love and tears and angry faces. What? Just thank you so much for all your emoticons. I can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank you. Lilliputian Lane cottages might give you some ideas. Thank you, Susan Robinson. See, this is so good. You guys are the best. I have to say, I probably should make a comment and then they can all be written down. But in this case, I think what we've done so far is amazing. You have helped so much, and you're going to see me explode with creativity soon. One of the other things that I have been doing is working with my daughter, Petra. She is on right now, which is great. Thank you, Petra, for all that you do. I know it's not been easy for you in Vancouver because Vancouver is rather hardly hit, especially the area where she is, where you are, Petra. So keeping your head together, keeping your emotions down, and taking such good care of yourself. I'm so grateful because I know that you're safe and that, when you have a loved one that's not here, it makes quite a difference. Sue says, almost every morning I wake up wondering what day it is due to the lack of my normal schedule and routine. But this morning I thought, oh wow, it's Friday. I'm finally going to see last of this long. You're right. But first, yes, I have done the final installment. The good thing is, some time ago, it is kind of fit in with the rest of the sampler. Speaking of all the rest of the sampler, your stitch long versions, I can't believe how different each one of your versions is, and yet how beautiful each one of your versions is. Every time I look at one, I think, but this is slightly different than this other one, but it's also gorgeous. It's almost like you're all designers with me, making these come alive, using your own colors and threads and ideas, because I like it when you do different ideas too. Sometimes I get a little upset because your ideas are much better than mine. And doing that, it makes me feel like we're working together on a design. It's not like I'm working all by myself with the lights on and just thinking it through and trying to make decisions. No, you're doing some of that with me. And I say with, because yes, I support you by giving you the beginning of a sampler or design, and then you make it come alive. Each and every one of you has such a lot of talent. The people who are participating in the stitch-alongs are, to me, amazing. And if you don't participate, you don't get that same feeling. So please, if you haven't started yet with the Hello Spring Sampler, go to the files. If you're new, go to the files in our Facebook group and download all, well, there'll be 5 patterns after this morning's Facebook Friday. And just download them and go through them one by one, and you'll see this one is fairly simple. There's a lot of cross stitches. And I believe that you will enjoy picking out those colors and then sharing them with us all, because there are no mistakes. You can't do it wrong. You really can't. I know that people will come, oh no, but this, see what I've done, and they'll judge it and not. You know, first biggest judge is ourselves. And we're the ones who are not sure, so that we don't do it. Then you miss out on the feeling of accomplishment and creativity that comes with trying to do the colors yourself and trying to choose from some of the things that you think, oh, that never go together. Try it anyway. And think of it as an experiment for yourself, as playtime. Like you were 6 years old and you're taking your crayon and you're going to go like this and decide afterwards, do I like it? Yeah, I think I do. Or, no, I don't. I think I'll take that out. I'm going to put something else in there. I find that if you are part of the spirit of creativity rather than the part of, well, have you done it perfectly? And is every stitch your back good? If you have that attitude, then you will end up missing out on this spirit of free form. Anything goes, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when you do this or this. That the stitch-alongs are really part of. So if you haven't started yet, you've still got a few weeks to go before we are at the next stitch-along pattern. So I would recommend highly that you join in with some scrap of fabric, linen hopefully, and that you use some of your old scraps of thread that you must have lying around somewhere, and join in, okay? It's so much fun. And the people who are stitching along and sharing their progress, well done. Every single one of you is taking a little bit of a chance while you're stuck at home. This is the perfect time to do one. It doesn't take long, just a little bit every day. And then you can go on to your precision stitching, which I know most of us are like, because we're counted work people. So when we try to do precision stitching on our chosen design, it's beautiful, it's lovely, and there's no decisions to make. Just get lost in the gorgeousness of it. But the stitch-alongs patterns can be fun, can be quick, and can be adventurous. So hopefully people who are sitting on the fence will get off that fence and join us. Thank you for saying that you are waiting for me to come on board on a video. It's so nice of you to say that you were waiting for me. And in fact, I kind of wish that I could be part of the crowd as well, because it's really fun to connect with everybody. Look at that. I gave a speech. I can't believe it. People, come on, do some stitch along. It's really fun. So I'm going to see what else everybody is saying. Terrace house. That's good. Oh, look at, stone cottage. Now, Alberta, I had thought of that, and I thought maybe that's too gray, but I think I like that one too. So far, I've seen 4, but I know there's other ones. Dan Jamison says, or without chicken. Not quite sure what that means, but I think we need a new mouse. Now, there is a thought. By the way, everyone, I got a new mouse from Amazon the other day, because in my other office, this is my studio, but in my other office, I just had a hard time connecting with the mouse, wasn't working. I thought, okay, I'm getting a new mouse. It's miraculous. Everything is like actually reacting. I think it's because it was maybe dirty at the bottom. Anyway, that one's in the garbage, and the new one is working fabulous. Quarantine cottage. Okay. There's been so many great jokes lately, and I hope that I'm not being how can I put it, irreverent. I know that there are people that are suffering, etc., but I also really appreciate good laugh. There's nothing better, in fact, and we've had some really good ones that have come through. Have looks. I think I've got some on my personal page, on my Thea profile page. Chalet cottage. Oh, like a something chalet. Now that's good. I like that. Alpine chalet, etc. Susan, you're back in Canada. Way to go. Tuscany village style cottage. Oh my goodness, that's a good idea. Thank you very much. Ski cottage. I think Swiss chalet, that's the one. I think I'm going to stop calling everything cottage. That's my problem. I boxed myself into a corner and decided that cottage was the word. But it doesn't have to be. It can be anything. Like chalet, why not? So thank you all for breaking me out. Much appreciated. Okay, so I've got some little designs I wanted to show you today because we do have a spring sale. And I believe I put all these into the spring sale this morning. This is actually really interesting. It is what we are doing every day to keep our sanity. It's S is for stitching. And this is a belt pull that doesn't have belt pull hardware on it. But I wanted to show you the alphabet samplers. And this is the best one that I could think of to show you right from the beginning. So you can see it's called S is for stitching. And there is all sorts of S words in there. Even the flower starts with an S, but I've forgotten what it is. So this, if you can see this and it's clear enough for you, there's obviously a skunk and some other floral thing up here that is start with an S. You'll see in the leaflet. All stitches start with the letter S. Every single one of the specialty stitches, and in this case, there's quite a few that start with an S. And there is our stitcher, happily stitching, even with a little charm. Now that little scissor charm, I think you can get it at Michael's because we have no packs left for any of the alphabet samplers. Look at that. And then the sailboat, of course, and the swan, and S is for stitcher at the bottom. So this is a really nice sampler to get your feet wet with all these different stitches. And of course, as you know, there are 24 samplers, 24 alphabet samplers. And this is the one that I thought I would show you today. It's also on sale. Remember, there's no pack for any of the alphabet samplers. Much as we would like to keep them in stock, they are actually full of all sorts of different things, and so you're going to have to do some substitutions. But I know they'll look good no matter what. And then, let's see, what number is that? We don't even have to do numbers anymore, do we? I think that's what we agreed on. Here it is. Here's S for stitcher. That's the one that I just showed you. And it is 91, if anybody cares. Alphabet series. So they all look a bit like that. And at the back, it actually gives you directions, like with all of these charts, etc. It gives you directions to put them all in a wall hanging. So these are directions that you can use to put the entire 24, like shown right here, sorry. Right, they're all there in a row. I'm too close, that's why. So it's got all the preparation, the wall hanging preparation, the dividing bands. It's got everything, all the directions by Lisa. So thank you for doing that, Lisa. And honestly, they work. So we're going to show you the entire wall hanging very soon. Okay, but that one is on sale. And then number 5 is called Antique Lace. Let's see if I can find it. It's got a little tag on it, so it's kind of marring it. Antique Lace is one of the, I think it's the third one that I ever designed. So it's a little bit small, but it's really cute. And it's got pulled work on it, which I don't do very much of anymore, but I want you to see the gorgeousness of the pulled work. And then, of course, there's a bit of a heart hanger at the bottom. And that's from the heart, which is a nice thing, actually, to be able to make quickly so that you can give it to someone you're thinking of. And then this is a whole different bell pull. This one is called Crystal Waters. Let's see if I can find the leaflet for Antique Lace. There's the leaflet for Antique Lace right there. That was the previous one. And then I have Crystal Waters here. And this, again, is a bell pull, which makes it really easy to show. I'll just put a tick out of the way. The top is meant to be various different mountains. Kind of the mountains that you might see, a lake or a river, or no, not a river, a lake or the ocean. And then all this blue was imagined by me. You see the little whales there in the middle? Lots of ways of showing water, and particularly the Bargello at the bottom is really watery. And where I got my inspiration for this was I used to drive out to see my mom at Qualicum for I don't know how often, but quite often, once every month at least. Took my kids up every time. We'd go for a visit for a couple of days. Anyway, there was always beautiful views over Nanaimo as I went halfway up the island. I could see views of the ocean, and it was the blue, and then the blue sky in the summertime, gorgeous. So that's where I got this idea of doing. Actually, all of them came after this one. All four of the elements. I did crystal water first, and that's this leaflet. And I can call it number 15. And as you know, each of the numbers actually shows you in what order I designed. So if it's number 1, it's going to be the first thing I ever designed. And if you see, what's the latest? I love my sampler. It's number 220. So design 220 leaflets, in other words, large designs. And you can see progression in my learning and what I use and how different things are as I continue through designing. My whole focus is I decide at first about colors, and then I go into brightest color and use a lot of stitches, special stitches. I use none. Sometimes I do an alphabet phase. It's interesting. You see them all lined up. Actually, we couldn't do it exactly according to her, but it goes to our website. It has old and newest. So if you're seeing all the process goes to newest, you'll kind of get a drift of what the progression of my design, which has been now 23 years. The other one I've got here is number 103, and it's called Tea and Stitches. I've shown this before, but today it's going to be on sale. So I wanted you to see this one in person. It's also very spring-like. And it's actually, the basis of this was a class. And you can see all the different pull threads and cut work around it. And the center portion was a scene out of Victoria. This is the Inner Harbor in Victoria. In fact, this hotel here is just in part of the hotel we were staying at that weekend. And you can see the little lampposts here, which we have all over Victoria. And then, of course, there's a spring, because it was done in the spring. There's the spring tree, you know, the little cherry tree, which Victoria's full of cherry trees right now. It's gorgeous. And there's one of us sitting outside stitching. Anyway, Souvenir Victoria was 2006 holiday VS retreat. So that's this design. And by the way, this has got lots and lots and lots of pages, sections, and photographs. So this one is actually quite a thick leaflet. And finally, to show you is Crowning Glory. The reason I wanted to show you Crowning Glory is because I think Donna showed it at one point. Thank you. It's because it's an Easter design. Even though it isn't colorful, it's you can change the colors. This is an Easter egg, and I think it's my second design ever. So you can kind of see that it's got the dental colors, and you can put your own colors in to make it look exactly the way you want. The crown at the top, of course, is references perhaps religious connotations, or kings and queens. And the entire pattern is very well balanced. It's really cute, and you can make of it what you like, because you can change those colors pretty easily into something else, right? You don't have to worry about what colors you use, as long as they're harmonious and they kind of add to the feeling of a Easter egg. So this one's called Crowning Glory, and I don't think this one is very well represented. All the early pictures were done by a professional photographer, but also by a professional framer. And the framer used to put these huge mats so you can just barely see the design itself. So we're going to do extra photographs so that you can see what it looks like close up on the website. So I look forward to showing you that. Okay, Kathleen, I can see that you're having internet issues. And MJ says, that's what I love about the stitch long. You can be creative, and who cares? Lorraine says, Lord, my next project. Oh, you're kidding. Well, that's coincidental. I have no idea. I think that sounds great. Well, I just can't believe how many of you hung in so long waiting for today's Stitch Along pattern. Thank you, because I'm chattering away and kind of lost in my own world of thinking. And no Lisa to break up the endless stream of chit chat, but thank you so much for hanging in and enjoying meeting up with everyone else. Lisa, you're very quiet unless I just haven't seen your comments, and frankly, I've hardly seen any comments. If I ever do this again by myself, which I may not next week, I was thinking, Lisa, that we could sit in two different parts of the room, and you could sit way over there, and I could point the camera at you when you want to say something, because I miss you. It's not the same. I think that might be kind of fun to try. We could, maybe make the camera go like right by the window, no, right by the door, as though I'm looking into your part of the office. Anyway, we can try it. But if I do this again, I'm going to take a much more relaxed stance and not go on and on and on so much. Hopefully, next time I do this, I will have a little bit more interaction with you all. But I can't tell you how much I appreciate your comments. I'm going to read them and read them and read all day, here and there, of course, not all at once, and appreciate each and every one of you for commenting. Makes me feel really good. So here is our latest and greatest end to Hello Spring. And to make the suspense even more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you them as appeared to you. One. Okay, so this is the first one. I know you know this. It's kind of fun to do anyway. That was the first one. And here is the second one. As you all know, there's the robin, which created some confusion, I must admit. Too small a robin. And then there's the third one, which you've all hopefully done. Those of you who are participating. This is, of course, the fourth one. And drum roll. This is the fifth one. Now, this is the fifth one that actually shows a cute little girl on a swing underneath. It's kind of spread out a little bit, but I hope you like it. It is under a sheltering tree. And she is on her own, but she's got her lamb for company. So I hope you like the bottom of the Hello Spring sampler. It is the backyard of the house. And I think that just having a girl looking very carefree and enjoying being outdoors hopefully will make the end of this sampler fun for you all in the next coming week. I see lots of hearts, so you're approving. Much appreciated for that. And enjoy stitching those, the last part. It's a big part, but I know you're going to have fun. I would recommend that you do the lazy daisies, small. And if they don't quite fit, because I haven't stitched it, leave out some lazy daisies. Just do them judiciously. You can use 2 strands, but make sure they're not too thick, those strands, okay? You want to see the leaf, but you don't want to have a blob either. So that's with the lazy daisies, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of it. So one more time, yay, thank you for your hearts. Really cute to see so many people saying that they like it. And I am so happy to hear that you like the swing in the tree. It's something that occurred to me a little while ago, and I thought, yeah, that's the way I feel. So that's the end of our little show today. I should say my little show today. I want to always acknowledge the fact that things are not always easy for everyone, but I hope that in Victoria's Sampler Chat Group you find a little respite and a little bit of a joy and company in our stitching journey. We love our stitching, and I know I love it, and every time I start stitching I feel better, so I hope you do too. And I guess by next week, we should know whether I'm going to be able to do this with Lisa in the same office or not. We will be very, very far. We'll see how we can technologically make this challenge, and otherwise I'll be back exciting no matter what. And I hope that you guys stay healthy and that you enjoy your stitching and the stitch along. Okay, so thank you again, Lisa, for being there. I know you've answered all sorts of questions that I haven't seen. I'm looking forward to reading all your comments don't stop commenting. If you have any more to say, just carry on. And thank you again for joining. We had the best show ever as attendant. I think we got 60 people. I usually have a look over there, and so I may have missed something, but thank you for joining. It just made my whole weekend feel so much better. Thank God it's Friday. Love you all, and see you next week. Bye. Oh, I have to say it again because it says end. Bye.